All right, so we're going to be doing our rental demonstration videos so that everybody can kind of hear the same thing, understand the expectation levels of the steps we need to take to rent out some of the different items that we're renting out at the store. Another video that we'll have for the managers and the key rental people, we'll go over what needs to be done at the counter as far as reservations, converting those contracts and getting payment up front. What we're going to focus on is the process of renting it out, how to start it, how to use it, and most importantly, we're checking the boxes. These are the boxes down on the bottom right corner. We're going to check all these 3 boxes when it goes out, and also check all 3 of these boxes when it comes back in to make sure that we're covering ourselves, renting out equipment that's going to be useful, and also making sure holding the customer accountable to bring it back clean, full of gas, and all those things. So first thing when you have a customer out there that we need to do is the first box is make sure it's filled with gas. So make sure you open it, show the customer that it's full of gas, let them know it needs to come back full of gas. Otherwise there's a $15 service fee for filling the tank. Second part is the item is clean. Let them know item goes out clean, needs to come back clean. If it's full of mud or excess grass, make sure that they understand it'll be a $25 service fee for cleaning the item. A big thing with that is, you know, when we get busy, we got to make sure that the items are going out clean. All right, so we can't expect people to bring it back clean if it's not clean when it goes out. So make sure that we're, in Brandon here, we have a pressure washer that's pretty close. Again, if we're doing our job correctly, the customer should bring it back cleaner, or as clean as when it went out. Last part of it is everything that we rent out needs to be functional and tested before it goes out. This first item that we're looking at is a dethatcher. Very popular this time of year for spring and fall to get the dead thatch out of people's yard. This particular engine is on a lot of the units, so once you figure out how to start this unit, it'll help you with a lot of the tillers and the aerators. First things first, we got to make sure that it's in transport mode. All right, so that this is all the way up as high as it'll go. And now for the starting procedure, step 1, always make sure it's on. All right, we are doing a cold start. What that means is the item hasn't ran, so it's a cold start. So we want to make sure that we have the choke on. All right. Once you get it. All right, so that was a cold start. As you noticed, I had the choke. Once it fired, then I slowly moved it back, all right, to turn the choke off. So it's running in front of the customer, all right? And then on off, make sure we turn it to off. I always like to just flip it back to on. It's gonna help the customer, and there'll be one less thing to worry about when they're at their house to turn it on or off. The last part of it, just because it was loud, is in order to engage the tines, all right, this is what engages them. When you have it fired up, all right, we're not doing a video, make sure it's in transport mode as high as it goes, and then test it to make sure that they spin so that the customer sees that it's functionable, it runs. All right, now we can turn it off and start talking about actually using this unit. What I always tell people, Wyatt, if you want to come around here, we always want to start in transport mode, which is the highest level. This is what makes it go up and down. A lot of these are similar. There are some Bluebirds out there that are a little bit different. So just make sure you look at your unit and you understand how to put it up and down. Biggest thing with this is I always tell customers, make sure you start high and then you work yourself down lower until you can see that you're just getting out all the dead grass and you're not getting any black dirt, because we don't want to do any more harm than good when we're renting out these units. Also, we want to make sure that they understand that when those tines are going, they need to look out for sprinkler heads, roots, and obviously if they get on concrete, it's going to damage the unit, and it could end up costing them if they bring it back and it doesn't function. So if people ask about how long it takes, it's basically like push mowing your yard. And then you have to go back and either rake up the dead grass or use a bagger or a riding lawnmower with a bagger to pick up the grass. So super popular, pretty easy unit to use. Again, when the customer comes back, tell them to come to a certain spot, go in and find an associate. Do not allow them to just drop it off. They must find an associate. Then you take your sheet back out there. When they come, you start it up, make sure it functions. You check the gas, make sure it's full, and then you make sure that the unit is clean as when it went out. And at that point, then you can tell the customer, all right, we can close out your account, and we've had a successful rental. Thank you.